Welcome to Pulse News, your trusted source for in-depth analysis and regional political insights. In today's report, we examine a developing and sensitive geopolitical story involving Félix Tshisekedi and Jean-Luc Habyarimana, son of former Rwandan leader Juvénal Habyarimana. Recent reports suggest a possible strategy emerging in Democratic Republic of the Congo that could reshape political dynamics in the region, particularly in relation to Rwanda. Recent developments indicate increased activity among Rwandan opposition figures within the Democratic Republic of the Congo, particularly in the capital, Kinshasa. These movements are reportedly aimed at consolidating efforts against the Rwandan government, raising concerns about regional stability and political maneuvering behind the scenes. At the center of these reports is President Félix Tshisekedi, who is said to be exploring new strategies to counter Rwanda's influence in the region. His alleged outreach to Jean-Luc Habyarimana has drawn attention due to the symbolic weight of the Habyarimana name in Rwandan history. Jean-Luc Habyarimana, despite lacking formal political experience, carries a legacy tied to his father, former President Juvénal Habyarimana. This legacy remains deeply embedded in the historical and political narratives of Rwanda, especially surrounding the events of 1994. Sources suggest that Tshisekedi views Jean-Luc not necessarily as a political strategist, but as a symbolic figure who could unify or represent certain opposition sentiments. His public visibility and background may offer a narrative tool in political messaging. There are also indications that Tshisekedi considered positioning Jean-Luc as a figurehead leader of a broader coalition of Rwandan opposition groups. Such a coalition could potentially bring together individuals from different backgrounds, including exiled politicians and former military officials. Among the groups reportedly linked to this potential coalition is the FDLR, which has long been a controversial and sensitive factor in regional security discussions. Its inclusion in any alliance raises serious concerns and international scrutiny. Another name mentioned in these reports is Kayumba Nyamwasa, a former Rwandan military figure now living in exile. His involvement would suggest a complex network of actors with diverse motivations and political agendas. However, intelligence sources reportedly indicate that Tshisekedi's interest in Jean-Luc goes beyond his family name. Analysts point to what they describe as his perceived vulnerability and lack of a strong, independent political base, factors that could make him more easily influenced. This has led to speculation that Jean-Luc could be used primarily for propaganda purposes, especially if supported financially. His role, according to these reports, would be more symbolic than operational. The historical context of the Habyarimana family also adds another layer to this story. Following the death of Juvénal Habyarimana in 1994, the family fled to what was then Zaire, where they were received by Mobutu Sese Seko. Mobutu reportedly showed particular attention to Jean-Luc during that period, even portraying him in a favorable light and offering financial assistance. This early exposure to political patronage may have shaped perceptions of Jean-Luc's role in political narratives. Later, the family relocated to Gabon, where former President Omar Bongo is also said to have extended financial support. Eventually, Jean-Luc moved to France, where he currently resides. Despite these periods of support, reports suggest that Jean-Luc's financial situation has remained unstable. Observers describe a pattern of short-term spending and long-term financial challenges, which may influence his current positioning. Currently, he is said to be living with his mother, Agata Kanziga Habyarimana, along with his children. This situation has been interpreted by some analysts as a potential vulnerability. From a strategic perspective, some observers believe Tshisekedi may see an opportunity in Jean-Luc's circumstances. Providing financial backing in exchange for political alignment could allow him to shape narratives without relying on established political figures. However, reports from Kinshasa suggest that this strategy may not be yielding the expected results. Despite receiving funds, Jean-Luc's output has reportedly been limited, raising questions about the effectiveness of the approach. One of the few tangible outcomes mentioned is the creation of a media platform known as Extra-Africa Media Group. Beyond that, there appears to be little evidence of significant mobilization or influence so far. Analysts warn that relying on symbolic figures without strong grassroots support can be risky. Political influence often requires organizational structure, credibility, and consistent engagement, elements that may currently be lacking in this case. Furthermore, the involvement of controversial groups and figures could complicate international relations and draw criticism from the global community, particularly given the sensitive history of the region. Ultimately, this situation highlights the complex and often delicate nature of regional politics in Central and East Africa, where history, identity, and strategic interests frequently intersect. As this story continues to unfold, it remains to be seen whether these reported strategies will have any lasting impact or if they will face further challenges on the ground. What is clear, however, is that regional dynamics between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda remain tense, complex, and highly significant for the future of stability in the region. Thank you for watching Pulse News. If you found this analysis informative, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Stay informed, stay engaged. See you in the next report.